See, it is recorded over time, over a period of time come change, and change is inevitable. Okay, so Mr. President Trump, I think an amnesty program may be the best solution. Others may say differently, but based on my stats and what I know, I can show you how it works. Amnesty would be the best motivation for the people, best solution for the crisis. An immigration problem right now, it's been 30 years basically since the last amnesty, which was 1986. Okay, so that was for 2 million people. Now I'm thinking, they may say it's 11 million undocumented but I'm thinking it's okay, give and take, probably 3.5 to 4 million people may need amnesty, plus those who are in detention, those you'd have to give amnesty as well. So the amnesty program, this is how it works. I'm sure for an amnesty program, it would be more beneficial to the country, and it would give you your spending money to build a wall. So I think you should put the immigration policy that you really recently enacted on hold for at least for the next 6 months. And in 6 months, you could still build a wall, but everything else becomes inactive until you have listened to my solution. I think, like I said, I think the amnesty program would be the best thing. It would within 6 months, this amnesty program could generate up to a quarter, if not $500 million in revenue. Not to mention, okay, I'm sure you can do the math, or those around you can do the math, with 3 to 4 million people in society right now are newly, recognized in society, can go to buy their own home, can buy their own car, rent their own place, suddenly can, buy more pizza because they can go out and get a job, which would be the first step. They have to apply. Okay, say for instance, you have a minimum of $400 for the application fee. And also they would have to have, some form of affidavit support, somebody to support them in case they didn't find a job, or they're having problems finding a job. But 3.5 million people put into society right now with new status would make a big difference. Suddenly that's 3.5 more million cars they would have to build. Apartments would get rented out. More food would get bought because more people having jobs. More companies would want to more hire because the demand for more clothes and cars and tires and everything. This is the biggest stimulation program that you can have for the economy right now for the first year, and it will serve you best if you should do the amnesty within the first year, because that gives you 4 years to see the result. So if you get the result in, say for instance, your amnesty program workout, in 1 year, people are going to be basically, they're going to get a job and start paying taxes. Okay, so after the year, these are residual. The residual is even greater than the upfront, which is the $400, could amount up to at least $500 million. That, like I said, it gives you the opportunity to spread some over to the military because you're thinking you're short and merchandise. But this would be your best bet. The amnesty program. This would be the greatest thing that you could have done for the nation. Mark you're in your mind, you're thinking that you're the president for the citizens, but you're the president of America for all people. Based on the Constitution, you're the president for all people, irrespective of status. So this would be the greatest thing you could have done, you can do for the nation. The direction you're taking, I think you're taking the wrong direction, because during the Obama session, they did the road work stimulus already. They went through that program, and so far you're taking the same direction doing the road work stimulus. So you're not doing anything different. You're doing this, taking the same road. Okay, listen to the stats. During President Clinton era, when he was a president, he came up with this program that people could actually stay up, could stay in America and pick up their papers, whatever the program was. You find so many illegals suddenly start getting their papers. Now, under President Bush, it was recorded that minorities was had the highest home ownership under President Bush. Why you think that was? That happened because President Clinton put the policy in place, but he wasn't in government at the time to really reap it. It spilled over into President Bush presidency. So in 4 years after, when people start actually earning money, paying taxes and doing all of that, and people have all these dreams that they come to America with, that they want to do these things, they want to own these things, and they want everything that you got. So basically, they start buying up houses. I mean, I was one of them. I suddenly own a home, and I didn't waste no time, because after I got through with my program and I, realized my dream, I felt I was too old to really sit around. I mean, I have to get up and go and make it happen. Okay, so this is another part of the stats. Okay, for the last 40 years, the records show that the Anglo people have been moving, spreading out in northwest or on the outskirts, in the suburban area. Okay, where do you think they're getting the money from to do all of that? No, people don't cash in their 401k, and it's isolated case. Some people may get a new job and they decide they're earning more money and they want to buy a bigger house with more expensive mortgage. But the logical thinking would be, people are moving out of their homes they owned for 20 and 30 years and suddenly moving into the newer communities. Why are they moving into the newer communities? Because they're the ones who can buy the homes in the newer communities. Newer communities, the homes are more expensive. So it needs a larger down payment. Where do they get the down payment from? The equity in the property in their home. So what they did was they're selling their homes, existing homes, to move to a new community. And because in this new community, of course, it's going to be safer, less crime, because less unwanted according to some people, less desirable, less in your neighborhood, because the mortgage is higher and it takes more to move into that community. Now people gotta be doing business or going, in order for you to get that kind of jump. And that's how it's been helping the Anglo people, because the people already who are established, they get to live in the newer communities. The people who are just coming on board. And so for the last 15 years, all those who bought the existing homes that were built in the 50s and homes that were built, 60s and 70s, people are moving. People wants to move out to these homes and move into a newer community, not necessarily the newest community, but cashing their assets and move into a new community. And in order for that to happen, you have to have people who are starting. You have to have a massive amount of people who are starting to put that jolt that into the community. They put that that electricity into the community, that people suddenly realize that, okay, I don't have to live in this house anymore because I can actually find a buyer. Because people who are just starting don't have the kind of credit to buy a home that's, that costs $200,000-$300,000. They have to start from scratch, and that's how it is. So, in order for you to make a difference in the as the president right now, an amnesty program in your first year, not the first term, but the first year of your presidency, is going to be the biggest decision you can make, because you will be able to see the result during your presidency. And some people may not agree with it because they can't see too far. That's why we employ the government. We put a body of people out there and says, you're the government, you direct us. Okay, because whatever we think is fine sometimes is not the way it should be. So you go ahead and this body of people direct us. That's why we got, local government and you got federal government. That's what it is. So consider my idea. I think it's the best thing you could do for yourself and for the country. It's the biggest stimulus you can give to the country. Give some people a second chance and close down the detention centers, and because these are illegal. These are actually illegal. It's illegal according to the treaty in 1948 with you, France, and the rest of the world. It's an illegal act. So if you close that down and give the people amnesty, you can still build a wall, and for within 6 months, and after 6 months, you look into your immigration program and make the necessary changes. The necessary changes we can discuss at another time. But this is what I think would be the best bet for you. Best stimulus for the country. It's been 30 years and it's the best stimulus. Like I said, there's always going to be opposition, but think about it. Ardell Box. Thank you.